All right, Shalom. It's your brother Quashab coming back at you another lesson. Before I get started, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite knowledge unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, the bonus of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who taught me this truth and rule well in peace, blessings, and salutations be to the hopefully elect, as well as those that believe in the gospel and may endure to the end, Lord willing. All right, and I just want to get into a quick lesson. All right. Basic title I have is the big I told you so is here. Okay. And starting with the elder apostles all the way down to the youngest man, that we've been telling you, all right, the things that the elites were doing in secret. All right. We're telling you the prophecies. We're telling you the things that are getting ready to happen here on the shores of America. All right. Now, what you have going on with the whole Epstein thing, all right, was just a video here I was listening to earlier, and fair use. All right. I don't want to gain anything monetarily from the use of this video, but it's just only for educational purposes. All right. In which, when you look at the actual demeanor, all right, you look at this woman's, what do you call it? Her anastrophe, all right? Look at her face, when she admits that, she never believed that these things would actually be true, all right? Well, that's how mass majority of the people gonna be looking, all right, when these prophecies start, coming to pass more and more, all right? These last few prophecies that's coming to pass, especially with the MOTB, especially when all hell breaks loose here on the shores of America, man. You see?
Was anything more than a QAnon conspiracy. Now, I wouldn't say if someone asked me, is Pizzagate real or not, I wouldn't have said, no, it's not real. I think my answer all of these years was just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think, maybe not. I doubt. But the fact that I never researched it, the fact I never investigated, shows you that.
And that's going to be a lot of you Israelites, man. All right? That didn't make the most of the time, all right, of the grace period that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gave you. All right? Listen to what she said.
Now, I wouldn't say if someone asked me, is Pizzagate real or not, I wouldn't have said, no, it's not real. I think my answer all of these years was just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think.
And when she's saying, she talk about the pizza and the gate, all right? But, I'm relating this to the truth, all right? Well, they say they are the true Israelites. I don't know. I never did my research on it. Well, they said America's going to be destroyed. I don't know. I never did my research on it. I never searched the scriptures of it.
Maybe, right? Maybe not. I doubt. But maybe not. I doubt. But the fact that I never researched it, right? The fact I never investigated, shows you that I didn't really take it very seriously until now.
And that's what's going to happen. All right. A lot of you people is not going to take the minute of the Lord seriously. All right. Till heads are rolling down the street like bowling balls, man. All right. To these troops, to these Walmarts turn into FEMA sea camps. All right. Overnight, man. Okay. That's what's going to happen to the mass majority of you people.
Now, with
America,
the latest drop of Epstein files, the topics around pizza in these Epstein emails.
All right, quick scripture. It's Matthew chapter 13 and verse 15. It says, for this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and be converted, and I shall heal them. For blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. You see? This is what Yahweh Shai means when he said these people's hearts is waxed gross and their ears are dull of hearing. Here it is. We're telling them the things, the prophecies, the things that are getting ready to happen. We're telling them that the society that they want to continue is ran by a bunch of men that like little boys. You see? But no, these people's hearts is wax gross, all right? With your heart is what? Your lob, man, right? The Hebrew word lob, which means your mind. Your mind is wax gross. It's filled with filthiness. It's polluted, man. You see?
Have come up numerous times, hundreds of times, in fact. But what has convinced me is Ben Swann, he's an investigative journalist, his reporting on this and me just happening to come across a couple of his segments that were posted on X. I follow Ben, he does really great work. And watching them, and now I'm convinced that Pizzagate is real, that there is this pedophilia ring involving using code words pizza.
And look at her demeanor. You see? She's defeated, man. All right. And, you know, I actually like Kim Iverson. All right. She brings out good info. You know, I remember when she was on, what's that show? Shit. I can't think of the name of it. But I think it had like a blue logo. You know, I remember she was on this show. You know, she also used to always bring out good information, you know, stuff that I've used, you know, I believe, you know, other brothers have used her information for certain videos as well, you know, but she has the look, she's distraught. All right. That's the word I was thinking about. She's totally distraught, you see, and this same look, this same demeanor. All right. The same feeling that she has, that's going to be the same feeling that a lot, all right, of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans have, man. All right.
And our government is complicit and not at all investigating it. But I want to show you a couple of the clips that I came across with Ben so that you can understand. And then I would encourage you to watch them.
I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, you can watch this on your own time. I'm not going to play the whole thing, you know, which is another good video if you're into these type of things, you know, but scripture I wanted to get real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5, all right, because that's why it says this, you know. This is how the mass majority of the people here in America are going to be, all right. It says Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 verse 3, it says, and they repenting and groaning for the anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. You see? These are what the people are going to be saying when they see the whole time we were actually telling them the truth. Right? We were actually preaching unto them the things that were true. Right? They're going to call themselves fools. All right? Like, man, why we ain't believe, you know? But as it says in Matthew the 13th chapter, right, that it had to be fulfilled, okay, verse 14, and in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which said, by hearing ye shall hear and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see and not perceive, okay, because this is a prophecy that has to be fulfilled. All right, I was listening to the brother Amawad and the brother Bayan go into a lesson on how ultimately the elect are confirmed, okay, through the damnable heresies, right? Why? Because the Spirit searches out the truth, okay? If you're a man of the Lord, all right, and, you know, Lord willing, you be a part of the elect and you endure to the end, well, a stage that you have to go through is filtering the truth through these different camps, all right? And that's, you know, one thing in its own, okay? Because the Spirit is going to reveal which men was actually telling the truth, all right? But you have a lot of men that have all these different camps that have popped up now, all right? These different guys, okay, that are preaching these damnable heresies, what? To deceive those who, you know, are not really in this thing, right? Because there are those that are of what? This prophecy here, all right? Hearing and not understanding, not knowing what they're a part of, okay? And seeing and shall see and not perceive, you see? That's why, man, you know? But I'm going to go to Sirach. I think it's the 6th chapter. 6. Yep. This is Sirach chapter 6 in verse 36. It says, and if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. You see? And that word betimes basically, Shalaki, it basically goes into before it's too late. All right? You get thee behind you get, it says, and if thou seest a man understanding, get thee betimes unto him. All right, so you see a man of the Lord, all right, you perceive it's a true man, all right, the doctrine that he teaches never sways, right? He's on point with, different prophecies in the history. Everything lines up. Well, that's a man of understanding, you see? And you ought to do what? Get thee betimes behind him, right? Which means before it's too late, okay? And as the brother Amawan Gabar, he did a lamb back or something, Apostle Gabar said, we ain't going to be out here teaching too much longer, man, all right? And it's going to be too late, all right, for a lot of you people to know the truth and understand the truth, okay? And you're just going to be suddenly be destroyed, But I'll end it off here. Where the hell is Ezekiel? Oh, it's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33. I'm going to get the last verse, man. All right. All this is good, but I'll just get the point. This is Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33. It says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet had been among them, right? Reading the NLT, it says, but when all these terrible things happen to them, as they certainly will, then they will know a prophet has been among them, all right? And, for those who are sincere and truly believe now, right, we can truly see who the men of the Lord are, all right? We can truly see who the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai is dealing with, right? Who is exposing all of these wicked satanic things that, these Edomites were doing, all right? These so-called white politicians, all right? And this is all the heathen, Who were telling you that these were the things that they were doing? Starting with the head elders and apostles, all right, of Great Millstone, on down, man, Like I said, and, there's always something for me that I hold dear, because this is the type of stuff, me personally as a man in the world, all right, before I came across the truth, these were the type of things that I were into, all right? And then when I found out about Great Millstone and different men, going into all of the different wicked satanic cults, like, the Skull and Bones and different things like that, I was like, oh, man, this is it. This is the truth right here, But, hey, it's on you to figure that out, But like I said, man, the time, all right, the big, as a title of the lesson, what was it? The big I told you so is here, So that's pretty much the point, man. So with that, I'm going to give all praises, glory and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruach Kodash, and once again, Shalom.